Hey Dirt Magicians! Today we're going to talk all about the dreaded cabbage moth. We'll discuss how to identify her, waste monitor for her, prevention, and control of her. And as you know, we always love giving away a freebie, so click the link in the description box below for a freebie on how to bring beneficial predatory insects into our garden. And if you're new to our channel, we at Dirt Magicians like to help you learn from other gardeners. So let us help you learn by peeking over the garden fence. Also, make sure to stay right to the very end as we discuss how to find clues as to whether is it cabbage moth damage or slug damage, as they can look very similar, but how we treat them is very different. So firstly, what is cabbage moth? Well, trick question, it's actually a butterfly, but we all call it a cabbage moth because we've all got it etymologically wrong. But if you say cabbage butterfly to people, they're not going to know what you're talking about, so cabbage moth it is. So cabbage moth is a cute little pollinator butterfly, and it flies around pollinating and being wonderful, except that it lays its eggs on the underside of our brassica leaves. So brassicas include kale, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, pak choi, bok choy, that family of vegetables. And when the egg hatches, a mean little caterpillar starts immediately chomping away. And on really small plants, like young seedlings, these can absolutely decimate our plants at that stage. So now we know what a cabbage moth is. How do I identify her? So the cabbage moth butterfly is a little white butterfly you'll see flying around the garden, and she's got two little black dots on her wings. The caterpillar is usually, it starts off tiny and kind of yellow, and then it turns into bright green as it chomps on all of that delicious chlorophyll of our plant. And then the egg you'll find on the underside of leaves, and it looks like a little jelly dot that's kind of a whitey yellow color. So that's what she looks like in her different life stages. So when we're monitoring in the garden for her, firstly we want to look into brassica plants. So again, that's our kale, our broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, pak choi, the list goes on. And for almost all pests, you always check the underside of the leaf because they are protected from the sun. So that's usually where they want to hang out. So we'll check the undersides of leaves and we'll look for the little jelly white dots, or we'll look for the caterpillar. And there's a sign that there's probably a caterpillar if we see tiny little holes in the leaves itself, as she's probably chomping away there. And where caterpillars are chomping, they're also pooping. So look for little black specks on the backside of the leaves, because that's actually evidence of caterpillar poop and therefore caterpillars. Now let's get into control and prevention of caterpillars. So for prevention, we can use what's called a row cover and put that over the plants when they're young. And that prevents the cabbage moth from laying its eggs on the underside of the leaves. However, I do like beneficial insects to get in there when my plant is larger. So once it gets to a certain size where it's not going to be decimated by a caterpillar, I'll remove that row cover. And then the other thing, when we're monitoring, that's a great way to also do prevention and control. Squish those eggs, squish those caterpillars. Especially, I monitor on a weekly basis when my plants are young, so I can get the eggs before the caterpillar hatches to really prevent as much damage as possible. Yay! You did it! You stayed to the end! All right, so how do you know if it's a cabbage moth or if it's slug damage? And the answer is all in the slime. If there is slime on the backs of your leaves or on the fronts or on the soil around where that insect damage is, it's likely a slug. Also, slugs usually take much larger chomps out of our leaves than the little cabbage moths. So if you are seeing that slime or you are seeing really large bites and we're not seeing the caterpillar eggs, for slug damage, I usually do eggshells or some kind of rough surface on the soil to prevent the slugs from kind of traveling over. And I also, my favorite product is orthophosphate. So that is a little wheat pellet with orthophosphate, which is non-toxic to us and dogs and other creatures, but is toxic to slugs. This comes in a lot of different brands. The one that I have here is called Slug Be Gone or Sluggo. All right, Dirt Magicians, that's the end of our video. If you learned something valuable today, please squish that subscribe button and like our video, as it helps up and coming content creators like us.